You got COVID? Fine. You're taking me to Taco Tuesday. So, my retired friend is old and set in his ways. He's got these crackpot ideas on immunity, terrain theory, alkalinity, etc. He thinks if he eats enough salads that he won't get COVID. He doesn't push his ideas. Got vaccinated, and eats very healthy. So it's not an issue. He also thinks some random sniffle he got a year ago was COVID. We're shooting the shit. And he proclaims that if he were to get COVID again, he'd be asymptomatic. I've been following the data and knew that 90% of positive cases were symptomatic, so I had a good wager on my hands. So, I bet him a Mexican dinner that he'd be symptomatic. Fast forward a few months. He says that he felt off one afternoon and that he must have had COVID. No test. Nothing. In my heart, I knew that he didn't have COVID. But I put forward that since he felt off, he had symptoms and thence had symptomatic COVID and claimed my bet. I ordered the most expensive item on the menu, the steak fajitas, but declined the offer of a beer. Got to keep my alkalinity up. If he eats enough salads that he won't get COVID, I think I'm gonna get COVID. And then everyone got COVID. I'm at that stage of winter where I get constant sniffles or scratchy throats with dry air. Luckily, I live alone, but minimal socialization for a while. Sigh. Toot toot. 90% of positive cases were symptomatic. I'm sorry, what? Where did you get this from? It sounds like there's a huge reporting bias here. This requires you to know all the people who are asymptomatic and positive. But then if you're asymptomatic, why would someone be performing regular LFTs for no reason? And it's not a matter of one person doing this, but everyone would have to be doing this. Furthermore, your friend was right about being asymptomatic next time. Maybe not the reasons he gave. But that's how adaptive immunity works. Your body gets fucked up the first time because it has no idea what it's dealing with. However, on any subsequent infections, the body is much better at dealing with it. This can result in your body having a mild infection to no symptoms altogether. The reason COVID and other infections such as the flu can have bad infective symptoms the subsequent times is that they can mutate parts of them to become more infectious, virulent. But again, if you're asymptomatic, how do you know if you've got COVID without blanket randomly performing LFTs? Dumb and Dumberer. He told you he lost the bet, and you did not call him a liar. Had 88-year-old Phil, who sincerely believed going to a hospital was going to die. Did his own roof in his 70s. Don't doubt old people. Could you cite your sources? I'm wondering where you got that statistic, as that's not what we are seeing in healthcare. Terrain theory. Critics of germ theory, stating that germs don't exist and that illnesses come from not living in tune with your environment. Considering that COVID came from bats, it's got a lot going for it. Unfortunately, modern proponents of this hokum don't understand their own theory and are too stupid to realize that germs can be quite real and that pandemics can also come from not living in harmony with nature and leaving it the fuck alone. Glad you took your COVID-infected friend out in public. Beer is alkaline, as is spicy food. If he even knows about terrain theory, I find it hard to believe he got vaccinated. I know it's supposed to be a joke, but protein is made of amino acids. How could taking an acid raise your alkalinity? Which is a bad idea because the body has redundant systems to maintain a narrow pH balance so it keeps working and you don't die. We're shooting the shit, I beg your pardon?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.